Alrighty, let's get into this. I've got fruit snacks, I've got some water, I'm ready to go. Okay, first pack, nothing crazy. Honestly, with this pack, I'd probably just go with a fetch land. Nothing stands out to me power-wise. I mean, there's Narset for the wheel deck, but that's not a great first pick. I'm partial to Dothy Voidwalker, but committing to double black this early is pretty rough. And I think if you want to go into Nadu, you can do Springheart and Antuco, but the other thing to consider is that Boros aggro is known pretty widely to be the most powerful in this particular version of the Powered Cube on Arena. So we could look at Gyra runes, but I don't know if I want to do that. I think I'd rather start with Windswept Heath. It still gives us outs to mono white. There's quite a bit of white in this pack anyway, with Reprieve, Loran, Giver runes being the more aggressive. I'm going to start with Windswept Heath and see where we go from there. Okay, well, I think Ocelot Pride is probably the most powerful out of this pack. Really big fan of Deep Cavern Bat. The Heath still keeps us open. We can get Plateau or Sacred Foundry if we go into white, but I think Ocelot Pride is pretty far and away the best card in this pack. We're going to go with that. And followed up with an Ajani, which is perfect. I mean, things to note here. Fury. No More Lies is great. There's some good black going around. I think if we had pushed into black, we could have been moving into a Reanimator style strategy, but I am not complaining about Ajani and Ocelot Pride as my first spells to be taking here.
Nothing can break our bond.
I've played with this a couple of times, Makti and Itla. They are pretty good. I've been finding that the tapped clause on this really messes up people, artifacts especially. People just don't read this card. I'm leaning towards this here, but Pyrokinesis is insane, and if we are going to splash a color, it is going to be red. But I do think it's worth trying to eat up white, and this is the only white card in the pack. Yeah, it's a weak pick, but I think I would rather try and stake my claim in white since my other two spells are white. Okay. Well, Screaming Nemesis is great. Actually, Screaming Nemesis is great, particularly with Fire Covenant. It allows you to turn this into a fireball effect. I think this card is insane in this version of the cube. And so obviously there's no white cards here, and if we're going to take something, it's probably going to be the Screaming Nemesis, the Galvanic Discharge, or Fire Covenant. Fire Covenant being a stretch on the mana, but it is early enough where we could pick up enough fixing. Worth noting that trying to do this combo is not going to be possible for us. I still think I'm going to take the Fire Covenant. It's just so powerful. I think it's just worth trying to splash it. And on that note, you know, Mind Collapse is great in an aggressive strategy. Karizev's fine, but I'm not trying to move all in on that. I will take a Godless Shrine to begin our splash for this Fire Covenant. Some decent green cards here in Lotus Cobra and Ice Tail Explorer. Ice Tail Explorer has impressed me when I've seen it played against me. Particularly with, you know, Strip Mine or Wasteland. But that's not for us here. Let's just take this Godless Shrine and get white-black set up. Notable, picked up off Heath. And now there's a scrub land, but since we just took out the shrine, that's not something I'm particularly interested in. I'll probably take the disruptive spell and Elite Spellbinder. It has evasion and disruption in one. It's a pretty powerful card in general. It's gonna fill our curve. Containment Priest is great, particularly with something like Felia. It's a good combo, and this is just naturally good against the sneak attack, flash, and show and tell and reanimator strategies. But again, I'm willing to, trade that off. Ooh, Dark Confidant. I am a sucker for Dark Confidant. But if we're going to try and be black-red, or black-white splashing red, this might be a good place to get into that. I think the two cards in conversation here are Evora and Dark Confidant. Multiversal Passage is also great for mana fixing, but at this point I think I'm just too much of a sucker. I'm going to take Dark Confidant. Okay, so on the wheel we've got Loran. These cards are a little too big for what I'm looking to do, although the Fire Covenant does make this want to push a little more into mid-range. And if we were going to do that, I would pick Overlord over Beza. I'm just going to take Fixing. Lauren's good, but from what I've seen, the artifact decks aren't that insane in this environment. Okay, wow. Well, I think black and white are both pretty open. They're still red. I think we're in the right colors for wheeling some of these things, although this pack was heavy in the Mardu colors to begin with. I love all of these cards, but I think Deep Cavern Bat is the best among them, probably followed by Inti. We will at some point want to pick up Removal, which we're passing currently with Winds of Abandon and Bitter Triumph, but I think the disruptive spells like Deep Cavern Bat and Elite Spellbinder are worth it. And here we'll pick up a Bone Shards. Not ideal for removal, but it's what's working for us right now. I've never read this card. Okay. Honestly, I'd rather have Monstrous Rage, I think. If we're going to be aggressive. Probably wouldn't play either, to be honest with you. Pick up a Takanuma. Pretty heavily staked into black-white at this point. Mind Collapse can get in sideboard for now. Same with Pick Your Poison. Okay. Pack 2. Some pretty powerful cards in the death half of Life Death. Greater Hearth if you've got Natural Order and some ramp strategies. Force of Will would obviously be great if we were in blue, but for us really it's just Arena of Glory. If we end up in red at all, I doubt we'll play this card. It's really Guide of Souls and Esper Sentinel, and I think Guide of Souls is insane, particularly with the Ocelot Pride that we already have. Notable fetch. Dreams of Steel and Oil is an okay disruptive card that will likely wheel. But other than that, I think it's pretty clear Guide of Souls is what we want here. Demonic Tutor's nice. Corey Steelcutter's great. Okay. This is an interesting one. Demonic Tutor is not at its best in an aggro deck like this, but I'm always just inclined to take it, because who knows? I mean, currently its best pickup would be, I don't know, maybe to get Ajani or Fire Covenant is probably the actual better pick. I think power level besides that, you're looking at Fiery Confluence here. And I'm not really that red, but I feel like it's one of the best cards. And we're still going to try and be Mardu. It's either that or one of these two white weenie cards. Yeah, that one's tough. I'm just gonna let that ride. Here I'm gonna take a Chrome Mox for acceleration. That one's pretty clear. I love the Titania Strip Mine deck. Clearly not in that now. Hoping to wheel a Thraben Inspector if we're really lucky. We'll wheel Sanguine Evangelist, but I'm not getting my hopes up there. But a Chrome Mox will go a long way in keeping this deck relevant in fighting either other aggro decks or combo decks. Okay, Gut is one of the best cards in the cube, I think. That's not power, especially for aggro decks. Love a miscalculation, but not for us. Some good, that lands deck is going around. If anyone opened Strip Mine or Wasteland, they're going to have a field day with that. But Gut's the pretty clear pick for us here. Still looking for fixing. Perfect. Badlands is exactly what we want. It's not fetchable off Windswept Heath, but we're going to be looking for that. I've been impressed with this card. Lightstall Inquisitor. Just another piece of disruption. Yes, your opponent gets to pick what it is, but a 2-1 for 1 with Vigilance is just a house. Upset that we're passing this Adeline, just a super powerful card, but I think with what we're trying to do with our mana, we're pretty greedy, so we need to make sure we can actually cast our spells. Here, I'm gonna pass up the Sunbillow Verge for Generous Plunderer because it is both a threat and fixing if it sticks around. And people do like to draft the artifact decks, and this just punishes them so hard for doing so. Another thing to talk about here while we're looking at this pack is I started off pretty black-white, and I still am, but I want to lean heavy red if I can to take advantage of Ajani's damage on his 0. That takes this card from being good to incredible. Ooh. Now this is tough because I really like Philia. Marshflats is insane for us. It's a tricolor land, getting Godless Shrine and Badlands. I'm gonna be disciplined here and pick the Marshflats. I'm pretty bummed about it, but I just this mana base is so greedy. I just want to be able to cast the spells. Okay, we've got some removal here, and Unholy Heat and Chain Lightning. We do need some removal here. I mean, we currently have Fiery Covenant and Fiery Confluence, which acts as a sweeper, but we're not trying to do that with what our board's going to end up looking like. I guess we should pull Mind Collapse in. Yeah, I'm going to take down Unholy Heat. Like I said, wow, I'm surprised that Death wheeled here. Dreams of Steel and Oil did wheel. I don't know. It might be one of the better cards for us. I'm going to spec that we might push more into red, and I'm just going to take the Arena of Glory here. We'll see who we're rocking with. Another fixing land, but I do want to pick up some more playables here. Got quite a few lands already. I really like Voice of Victory. This has messed me up quite a few times. Just the ability of your opponents can't cast spells on your turn is pretty powerful. Wow, okay. Sanguine Evangelist did wheel. I'm happy to pick that up. Bloodtide Harvester is also really good. But I think with cards like Guts in our deck, we want things that produce tokens, and I guess both of these produce tokens, but we're a little more go wide. And here I'm happy to pick up a Sheoldred's Edict. Being able to answer Planeswalkers in a deck like this is pretty good. And Adeline wheeled, okay. I'm surprised by that, but super thankful. Not gonna complain about that at all. Oh, yeah, whatever. For the sideboard. Someone's flash deck. You're missing out, people. Pack 3. What do we have? A Sacred Foundry. So one of the better cards here. Wasteland. If we were just 2 colors, I would probably snap this off here. This pack's pretty weak. Honestly, I'm looking at Sacred Foundry, Unexpectedly Absent, and Robber of the Rich. Let's look at our removal. Mind Collapse, Fiery Covenant. I really don't want to play this Bone Shards. I'm going to actually put it in the sideboard. I'm not happy with that card at all. I'm going to pick up the Sacred Foundry here so that the Windswept Heath can be a 3-color land for me. I think that's actually pretty important. That makes our mana pretty excellent, and I think moving forward we won't have to worry so much about that at all, actually. Here, it's a pretty clear Parallax Wave. Card's busted. If you've never played with it, you should pick it pretty highly. Snuff Out is also great, but I have some concerns about how often we're going to have a swamp in play. Because it looks like we're pushing more red-white splash black. Okay. Plateau. I don't think we need that. Playable wise, we are looking okay. Let's put all this in the sideboard so we can really have a good look. We do need some more playables. And for me, I'm going to lean towards this Cosmogran Zenith. I think we'll be able to double spell frequently enough to make that work. A Braid would be nice. But I think I'm happy with this. Balance, I hope to not play against this card. Elspeth is really busted, and we have actually quite a few token producers. I think I'm going to take this. Other considerations... Wow, Dark Ritual's still here. Other considerations would be Enduring Innocence, but for me, this is just a great finisher in a deck like this. So I'm gonna pick that one, and let's keep going and see what else we've got. Wow, okay. This pack is insane for us. I wish we could just take this for the rest of our draft. I'm gonna take Swords of Plowshares. No one's in white here, otherwise, you know, I know this is 5th pick, but still. Would love to pick up a Duress. Doubt that will wheel. Arid Mace is insane for us. Hellrider's great with the tokens we've got. Goblin Bombardment is also great with Ajani, but Swords is too good to pass up here. I've been really impressed with Draconautics Engineer. Wow, let's see. I'm gonna pick up this figure here. It's between that. There's a couple different cards, I guess. This card's really good. If we had like a Copter, I would want it, but Figure Destiny's great. How are we doing on removal? Pretty good. I think I'm tempted to pick up another Inspiring Vantage, but really don't need that. So we are pretty much white-black with red. We're kind of just heavy Mardu in general. I love a Caustic Bronco. Probably gonna pick that up here. Ooh, between Thalia and Inquisition. They're both disruption in different forms, but I love to be able to see what my opponents have going on in their hands and use that to my advantage. I'm going to take the Inquisition here. Okay, more things on the wheel. I'm going to take the Unexpectedly Absent, although it is double white. We're both basically going to be white-black. I'm going to take that here. All the fixing wheeled. I think no one was in our colors in this draft, so that really worked out in our favor. I will pick up the Snuff Out here. I think we can make it work. even if it's something we can't cast for free until maybe turn 4. I doubt we'll play this Ephemerate, but take it. Yep. You know, I didn't even consider Dark Ritual earlier. No, I think with all the tokens we produce, I still think it's important to have Enduring Innocence here. It also shores up our aggro matchup. Okay, yeah. I really like this just as a finisher and with Ajani specifically to flip it. Oh, wow, yeah. I mean, we just got everything we wanted on the wheel. Alright, let's go to deck building and see how this looks. Okay, so this deck turned out okay. I would have loved some more power, obviously, but I think considering our mana is decent, we've got 2 fetch lands that get all 3 of our colors in Godless Shrine and Badlands. We did see some other fixing lands come around, but I felt like it was better to move in on some of the playables. Kakazan can get out of here. We got some good card advantage engines in Caustic Bronco and Dark Confidant. We've got disruption in the form of Deep Cavern Bat, Inquisition of Kozilek, Elite Spellbinder. And then we got some real pressure in Adeline, Gut, Ajani, Goddess Olds, Pride of Ocelot, Ocelot Pride. We gotta make 7 cuts. How many lands do we have here? 17. I think we can go down to 16, considering we also have a Chrome Mox. Let's maximize this. And we're looking at 15, 7, 9. So we're predominantly white, which we knew. What's our removal looking like? Swords, Unholy Heat, really happy with those. Unexpectedly Absent, I'm a little hesitant because it's double white for activation. I think I'm gonna cut. Ooh. It's crazy because I think my instinct was to cut Mind Collapse, but the way this is set up, we have more mountains than swamps. But that's because we've got black in these 5 lands. Alright. I think we're going to cut a mountain. So now we need 6 cuts. Oof. Well, I think I'm going to cut Unexpectedly Absent. I think if we can keep single mana pips of each color, minus, our Adeline and our, our heavy hitters like Parallax Wave, Elspeth, Fire Confluence. Yeah, it's tough. I think the more I do these, hopefully I'll get a little better, but I've historically always been terrible at making cuts in my deck. I just want to play everything. Okay, let's look what we've got with Elspeth. We've got Gut produces tokens, Adeline does, Sanguine Evangelist, Cosmic Grand Zenith, Ajani, Voice of Victory, Draconaut makes 1, but I feel like if we're making a dragon with Elspeth in play, we're winning the game already. This also will double our treasure tokens. That's great. Off Generous Splendor. I mean, we got a lot of token generation here. To be honest, Figure of Destiny is kind of on the weaker end of all this. I do like that I can pitch it to tap for red and white. But I think I'm going to cut it. We got to do 4 more cuts. I mean, I'm hesitant to play this Fiery Confluence. I know it's so powerful. And this is best of one. It's just the double red feels like it might be tough, and we're already so stretched on our mana. What's our creature count? 16. This counts as its own, so let's say 17. We can cut another creature pretty easily. This still puts us at 17 lands. We might even. I'm real greedy. Maybe we cut another land. And if we do, is it gonna be another mountain? If we cut Fiery Confluence, cut Mountain, we're looking at, for white sources, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Black, we've got 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Red, we have 3, 4, 5, 6. Whew, that is a little low. However, you know, Mind Collapse could also probably go. We could probably really trim our red. That does make our Ajani worse, but a lot of our red actually that I was thinking about chopping is, you know, a lot of our red isn't in a permanent based. We only have 4 permanents that are red for the Ajani damage trigger. That's really low, man. 15. It's really 16 with the mocks. And these are free. So really we have a 4 and a 1 4 and 1 5, and then quite a few 3s. It's considered curves, yeah, 2.3. It's really closer to 2 when you get 2 of these 4s out of here, but yeah. I love this whole row. Nothing I want to cut. Ajani's great. Caustic's okay. Is Bombardment really that great? I mean, with all the token generation it is. During Innocence is good card advantage, but you know what? Being double white, I think we can cut that. That still leaves our creature count in a decent place. How many actual swamps do we have for if we snuff out? We have 2, 3, 4. Let's say 5, 6 because of that. That's a little low, but mountains we have even fewer. 3, 4, 5. I'm gonna cut the Mind Collapse. Sacrificing a mountain when it's like we may only have 1 in play feels kind of bad. This is my alter ego account, so we don't have any of our typical sleeves or anything. The lands are also not great, but that's okay. I might fix that before I do another video. These strange Edge of Eternity's lands, they'll do. They'll do for sure. Okay. Deck validation failed. Love that. Let's try again. It's a lot easier the second time around anyway. Oh, I missed Sacred Foundry when I was doing all that. Okay, I missed some lands here. I don't think we're gonna run Takenuma. We're gonna cut 2 lands. Man, that Sacred Foundry that I forgot about changes quite a bit. So that means we got... Pull that back in here. Where's it at? Because it hits Planeswalkers too. Always. Yeah, double wave for Adeline, Parallax Wave, and Elspeth Stormslayer. Put our zeros where they belong. And we still have one land to cut. Oh, it gets so risky when you've got a 5 that you want to hit. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 mountains. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So we're dead even. I still don't think Mind Collapse is where we want to be. Sacking a land when I can just deal this. I know it deals with Planeswalkers, but we do have Shieldred's Edict for that. It also pushes us more into black-white splashing red for the really impactful cards. Again, you know, these aren't the top of the line, and I don't think it's worth going strictly into black-white. No, because we could get Figure back in, get Enduring Innocence and Unexpectedly Absent back in, and cut, you know, these 4 cards, just leave in these 2, push really heavy in, which would make our mana much better, but it would reduce our velocity. You know, Figure we get in there, but then you're going to lose Draconautics Engineer. Giving the team haste with another red later in the game is really powerful. I think I'm going to run it like this. We just need to cut the last card, and it's probably going to be the land like we discussed, because I'm greedy. Let's do some real quick math again. Yeah, we're gonna run it like this and see how it goes. Alrighty, Blue Spark. Let's see what we're working with. Well, mana feels great. And I'm on the play. I'm gonna keep this. Hope to draw land within the first couple of turns. If we can try and curve out blue deck for Blue Spark. Not surprised. I will actually play Monkey. I think there's a good chance that they're playing Artifact or Ramp in some form if they're not an entirely spell-based deck. I feel like a lot of the blue decks in this format end up being Artifact based in some capacity, with the exception of blue-black, so we'll see. Okay. Let's draw land here, so we can keep moving up the chain. We did not. That's okay. This is the byproduct of having a bunch of 3s and only 15 lands proper. Although I will count the 16 land in the mocks. Would gladly pitch one of these to be able to cast a 3-drop here. Yeah, this will become a problem, whatever they entomb for here, I'm sure. Force thing. Okay, so it's probably safe to assume that they also have flash. That's not one of the premium animated targets. Oh. I'm glad that they're not hitting on that. They do get to pick up these 3 lands plus Baleful and Grief. I imagine they'll probably grief us since they have so many. And a mana crypt, nice. That seems sweet. Yeah, see, the Machty would have been pretty good if they didn't have the removal spell for it. Okay. The rough part about this is Fire Covenant does not solve our problem. We are gonna take a look at their hand and see what we can peel out of it. I'd like to probably take Grief. Archon, oof. Yeah, I think we're still gonna take Grief here. They're quite a ways off. Even if they spend their next couple of turns drawing and discarding lands to create treasures, they're still a ways off. And I think what I'll try to do is see if I can race this in the air. I doubt it. It's going to be rough trying to beat a 6-7. If we're lucky, we'll get some help from the mana crypt flips. In an ideal scenario, we'd be able to Fire Covenant the leftovers after we destroy this. Or if we're lucky enough, we can get a Swords to Plowshares to hit this. I don't have any way to interact with the Animate Dead. So this is just going to be a problem. I thought I took the Grief, did I not? What did I miss? Oh, duh. It's not Exile Forever, just costing 2 more, which they just to cast, and yeah, that's the right take. And I'm going to take this hit. On the bright side is if we can produce tokens from something like Sandy Evangelist, we'll be able to chump block this for quite some time. There's an argument for playing the Draconaut, but I do like the idea of getting in here. And if they want to trade for Draconaut so that I can't produce the 4/4 dragon with flying later, that's fine. I'm willing to get in 8 damage here. Man, lucky on the flips. Mana Crypt's being good to Blue Spark here. If we draw a land, we can actually do some pretty good work here. I'm still decently confident in our ability to race them with where we're at, getting the Battle Cry. Haste off the Draconaut. Like I said, Draconautics Engineer has been really impressive to me. I think just the giving haste and then having a 4/4 attached to it later, it's overperformed my expectations for sure. Well, I am tempted to play Cosmogran this turn. Let's see where they are with this. They got 5, 7, so they're close. They can cast it next turn, which is a huge problem. Okay. I think... Ooh. Yeah, because they're gonna discard... Yeah, it's gonna be tough to beat this. I think... My hope is to play Cosmogran Zenith this turn, double spell next turn. I'm just gonna get in, see if they want to trade. as expected. They'll discard a land so they can create a treasure next turn. Man, lucky flips. Play a land, cast, yep, cast Jarkon. We will... The battle cry is not going to be... So we can put +1/+1 counter on each, which is similar to battle cry. Because we just have to hope to peel. We're going to discard Bronco. Let's sacrifice Sanguine Evangelist. And we'll discard Caustic Bronco. But we're going to be hard pressed to win this game. Them attacking, though, gives me some hope. That means we have some additional chances on the ground, but we really got to peel here. Wow! Okay. Talk about luck. Don't have a Force of Will or Daze here. That's wild. That was a great draw. Parallax Wave is insane. Yeah, we're gonna see what we can do. See if we can kill them over the next 2 turns. We're dead next turn. Yeah, I'll just hit the Torsten now. I'll create a treasure. Maybe they'll lose a flip for once? No? Lucky opponent's always getting there. But they have a lot of cards on hand. I don't think we're out of this yet, but that was probably one of our few answers to Archon and to, you know, having any hope of winning this game. Okay. Polly, that's a great hit. We'll see what they actually bring back, because they've got quite a few of the reanimates. I bet you they may have Necromancy. It'll be interesting to see what they take back. A blocker. Hey, I respect it. What else you got for me, OP? I mean, they know about this Goblin Bombardment. If they're unable to answer it, they will die. However, I will also die if I have this countered and don't have anything else. I will cast it before attacking, obviously, because if they counter it, I'll have to change plans. They may just rope me. I'm okay with that. It's the same as the conceding, but I'm imagining they're tanking, see if there's any other way for them to come out of this with a win. We did just draw a land. I'm gonna play it out. Let's run Mana Leak. Does look like there's a counter. Okay. With that being said, do we still want to pressure them? Because otherwise we have to jump. We're dedicated to leaving this counter on Parallax Wave. Maybe we can offer the trade with Duelist of the Mind and then just leave the other two back. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to hold off. I don't think we want to do that. I don't know what our outs are here, though. Parallax Wave. I mean, a mana crypt flip loss would be great here. Wow, I'm impressed. Yeah, the Grizzlebrand too. It seems like a great reanimator deck. And currency converter just putting in work over the course of these past like 5 turns. Just churning through their deck. Yeah, we're definitely forced to block. Can we duck them? Full cards in the library. I mean, I'm going to block, because any way that they can draw is just not going to work out for me. And if that's the case, do I want to... No, probably not. I think we just jump with both the bats here. Cast Grizzlebrand. Okay. I mean, that stops us from attacking entirely. I don't think we have any outs here, but we'll draw and see. Okay. Mana value 3 or greater. I mean, we're gonna cast this, but next turn we're just so dead. I mean, we might be able to deck them. I think
we fight, hope cannot die.
the problem is we will die on our next upkeep because of the Archon trigger. So if we're lucky, for some reason they will... I actually don't know how that'll work. I don't know how the... because if they attack with Overlord... Crypt, give me 1. Oh my gosh. Alright, well. OP is very lucky. If they have any removal spell, we're dead. Yeah, we're dead in so many different ways. If we do happen to survive this turn, though, I'm intrigued to see how this resolves. And I think we will die first because of the way this is worded. We will lose 3 life before they draw a card if they happen to attack with Overlord. Skydiver. Yeah, I mean, I think we're just dead here. But hey, they're smart enough not to attack with Baelmerk. Me probably hovering over their library, you know, arena is silly in that way that it'll kind of tip them off as to what we're looking at. So, we'll likely die here, and that's alright. See how it goes. And die. And yeah, what they have, one card in their library. Alright. Move on to the next round. Alright. Round 2. The Reckoner. This hand seems great. Wow, okay. I will gladly go first with the Mox. I think here I am going to pitch the Bronco. As nice as maybe 2 Dark Confidant effects would be, I'm okay with the original. And I want to start laying down the beats with Sanguine Evangelist. Okay, nice draws. Get in there with Dark Confidant. I'd love to see if I can alter the which versions of these. I don't know if they have the original Bob here, but I would definitely swap it out. Because that is definitely not Bob. Alright, Revoker, what do you got? Okay. Doesn't work that way, but that's fine. I think because they do know about this, but I would rather save this for maybe a Planeswalker or something else. I am gonna Swords this. Do I want to Swords this? I am gonna remove it in some way. I'll Swords the Plowshare this. And we'll get in here. Battle Cry. Beautiful. Hold up Shieldred's Edict for whatever else they play. I want to get a second color. See what they're working with. If this is a Tinker, we may be in trouble. Although I feel like they would have snapped this off. However, it looks like they were... No? Just gonna pass the turn? Okay. I'll take it. Let's go to the next round. Okay. Spammer. I know none of the Final Fantasy characters. I'm gonna have to mulligan this hand. Great card, just can't cast it. One of the downfalls of playing True Colors. This is much better. Question is, what do we put back? We're gonna keep, obviously, Guide of Souls, Swords, and the 2 lands. Let's not put that back. So it's really between Voice of Victory, which is gonna really produce a lot of Guide of Souls triggers. Mock D. So what do we want to... No, we want to go 1, 2, 3. So we're gonna get rid of one of the 2s. This is really good in a mirror match or a creature matchup, but this is just gonna hit so much harder with Guide of Souls. We'll see if I regret this. Red green. The hello. As always, even though I'm the frowny guy here, I still want to be cordial. Happy to see another land here. Ooh, okay. Now I probably obviously wish I would have had the other one. keep marching. Naya. Interesting to see. We may have trouble with some other going big. Okay. So Keith allows us to get Godless Shrine here. Play Ocelot. Not even a swords. Hopefully I don't regret that down the line, but we're gonna get in. If at some point we can gain life in the same turn, we should hopefully be able to stack the triggers in a way that allows us to double the tokens and actually keep the red warriors. That would be sweet. I'm not sure if that works, but I'll try and test it if I can. Let's see. I don't think we want to offer the trade with Ocelot. Although I do want to start getting in there with that. I could see them triple blocking. Which obviously I'm going to trade with Sanguine. But I'm okay with this. Let's see what they're working with. I'm hoping to avoid Comet, Stellar Pup, and Minskin Boo. Those are kind of the two scariest things out of Naya colors that we could be facing. Minskin Boo being the better of the two. If they'll let me see their hand. Do they have like a pyrokinesis they're gonna blow me out with? Sure hope not. Robber of the Rich versus Shadow Spear. Oh, these are both annoying in different ways, and they're both going to be castable. So to me, I think, you know, let's just make the Robber of the Rich more expensive. Nice. Nice. That's really good. You gonna get in though? That's the question. Half in? Oh, that's funny. No. You can chunk me away there. I'm okay with this. I will at some point just get in there to trade this off and start Ocelot Pride going. I'm gonna hold back. We have better card advantage here with Dark Confidant, even though we are at a lower life total. I will trade off as needed. They cast Robber for big money, and yet they'll equip. I doubt they'll even ever attack with Intrepid Adversary. Okay. Now the question is, how do we trade off? Because taking 4 does not feel great. We can't race. We do need to start trading here. I think I'll take 1 hit. The problem here is the odds that I produce something that actually is gonna. Well, I can get in with Deep Cavern Bat now, if I don't block. I'm gonna do this and see if we can draw some answers off Dark Confidant. Oof. You hate to see it. We will show this, and we're gonna get in with the bat. For free, get an 8. Cat. Interesting that they shocked. What are they going to cast? Great, okay. And get in with the team. Oh yeah, get in with the team big time. Tag with everything. Yeah, of course you don't. That's okay. There you go. Get in there. Okay, well, we're dead, regardless of how you look at this, so we'll just block and die. Good beats. On to the next one. Alrighty. Samidiot the Brilliant. I love it. Great name. Great hand. And I'm on the play. Yeah, we'll definitely take this. Turn 1 Ajani sounds great. Big question is, what are we exiling? Again, it's a 2, so we're looking at Makti, or again, we gotta go with our curve out plan, so we're just gonna go Johnny into Sanguine, having Shield defeated as our first interaction spell. And if we're lucky, oh, okay. Okay. Again, the Makti that's at the bottom of our deck, or not at the bottom of our deck here, would have prevented this. Let's see what they produce. Touch the spirit realm, my Ajani. Oh, the Mox, okay. I dig it. See how that goes. See if this opponent will also be equally as lucky with their mana crypt flip. They are not. You'd love to see it. I do think we're still going to lose this. Mana crypt is just so powerful, and their ability to disrupt our mana like that was a big deal. Okay. Get in there with Ajani. Come on, Mana Crypt. Let's go. Alright. Well, I mean, if they keep losing Mana Crypt flips, we have a chance. And now we do have Fiery Covenant. I mean, we might be able to pull this out depending on what their hand looks like. Okay. Maybe a blue, maybe splashing for Time Walk or Ancestral Recall. Wow, that is an interesting play. I would like you to sacrifice a non-token creature of your choice, please. And I would like to get in there. Okay, they win a flip. Still seems good. Play out a couple of creatures. Jace. What are you gonna bounce? Evangelist. Are you gonna look for something better? Look for something better. Sounds good to me. You gotta find a way to deal with this Mana Crypts. Because if any one of these hits, they're gonna be in trouble. 50-50 shot of dying. Although they're due some wins on their flips after the 2 losses they had. I know this is a personal preference thing, but I hate the furry version of the Planeswalkers. It's not for me. Okay. I mean, I'm gonna hopefully kill them here. Yeah. Alright. I was a lot more afraid than maybe I needed to be for them, but that's okay. I think our draw just lined up in a way that worked out. And their draw was not so great. On to the next one. Hello, Moto. Yeah, I will not complain about this. We'll actually be able to play Machti this time instead of pitching it like every other game. Talk about how great it is and then never play it and intentionally pitch it or put it on the bottom. I've yet to see a VV in this format. Ah, see? If I was on the play, or if I had my mocks on the play, we should say. Okay. This does work, and I am going to do this. Doesn't take long for that to not work out in my favor. Okay, Machti versus the Worlds. We'll see how this goes. Oof, Scythecat Cub. Yeah, we're gonna be in trouble here. I think I'm just gonna source the Plowshare this while it's small. We just have to really hope we get lucky with drawing some threats. Okay, that's a threat, I'll take it. And one of the reasons why I did source Plowshares is in case we needed to tap out on a later turn, we still have Snuff Out available. Okay. Singed Evangelist still doing its job, getting 2 bats out of the deal. Play another big dumb idiot that I can kill, that would be great. Like Uvamald Oddity, perfect. I'd love to snuff that out. Or nothing. Nothing's also acceptable. Yeah, we can do this. We just have, I mean really it's whoever's going to draw a threat in this game. Oh my, okay, well that's kind of the mother of all threats. Let's hope they don't have a removal spell for this. I wouldn't be surprised if they honestly just scooped this, but if they had a removal spell, do this to you. Okay, fire blasting just to kill this. I mean, I think that's the right play, honestly. Because if you let this attack, it turns what's like an 11 turn clock into like a 5 turn clock. So, regrowth, okay. We've got an answer. Let's see if these 2 bats can get us over the finish line. I don't have high hopes for that. We're going to have to draw something. Please sacrifice your Goyf. We'll keep that in hand just to conceal information, make them think we have a removal spell. Oh, that's beautiful. We love to see that. This will help us finish the game out quickly. Okay. We take those. I was getting a little nervous. The first 2 losses as we started this were making me concerned we'd have a pretty bad record, but we're starting to turn this around here. 3 wins. Hoping to get at least 2 more, but we'll see what we can do. Let's get on to the next one. Esper Aggro. Will you be what you are named? Yeah, great hand. Probably start on Caustic to just get the, I'll actually probably do Cavern Bat, but I'm going to want to start getting the card advantage online as fast as possible. Okay. Swords and Pass. We need a red land. We haven't had too many mana troubles yet, but Most of our red is endgame. I think Generous Plunderer is one of the few exceptions. Gonna fire that off here. Don't want to give them any more mana than they deserve. I will Deep Cavern Bat. Just because I can't help myself. I just need to see what's going on. Wow, okay. Well, let's hope they don't draw any more lands. I'm sure they've got a Stoneforge Mystic in there somewhere. I mean, if they spend their Leyline Binding on my Deep Cavern Bat, I'm ecstatic. Oh, Inti, okay. That was a good draw. Yeah, let's just get that started. Start snowballing this. We do need to draw some lands here soon, but... see what we can do. Yeah, I mean, if they draw another land, it's going to be a rough game for us. We'll either need to draw removal for Sarah Paragon, or we'll just have to die, I guess. I don't know. Card's rough. But it has to be a white land, because they'll be able to continue their mana development and gain some life in the process. I would not be surprised, though, if they get in here with this Inti in hopes of drawing a land or exiling a land with the ability. Are they really afraid that I'm going to double block? I'm not going to double block. They do have a land. Interesting. Okay, yeah, I think that's the right call. That's interesting. Again, can't cast it. Now this is an interesting point. We could play the Mach-D so that this comes into play tapped and that we can continue to get it in the air. But I don't really think that's what we're looking to do. I think we just need to develop our mana base more. And I'm hoping to saddle this. I thought for a second they were gonna hit me with the Leyline Binding. I still stand by being happy if that's what they do. Let me hit, though. No, you won't. Alright, that's fair. You can have your card back. They're still going to play Sarah Paragon. Settle 3. Get in here, bud. We're ready for you. I'm surprised they did that unless they have another follow-up play. They're just hoping to hit something to cast. It's probably going to be a land off the top of my deck. Fiery Covenant? Oh my god. Jesus. I mean, I'm going to trade so they don't have a chance to play this on a later turn, because that's just going to wreck me. I would have not been able to cast that, but I still would have been happy to see it in hopes that I draw a land. Yep, here's the Stoneforge we were talking about. Batterskull's coming in. A land, and it fixes us. That's beautiful. We do have double white, so we should get Sacred Foundry, even though it costs us 2 life. I do... This is actually pretty nice. I think we're getting it wrecked by either one of these. However... them not being able to use Stoneforge Mystic's ability to put that in. I will offer the trade here. I'm going to saddle and get in there. Hope to hit one of my bigger spells. Okay, it's fine. They can take one and trade with NT if they want. Umezawa's Jite is going to be rough. And they don't even play it? Okay. Yeah, they Windswept Heath. The fact that they did not play Umezawa's Jite makes me really happy. If they had just played and equipped Umezawa's Jite, I think we would have been in really big trouble. I still think that's going to be the case, but I'll take what I can get here. I'm going to play Generous Plunderer here. Again, I'm going to give them the... I will give them the treasure. The one thing that I wish is that I would be able to trade with this in combat, because once they play Umezawa's Jite and equip, we're just going to have such a hard time trying to win a fair game with them. But I think with the Elite Spellbinder play, it's still correct to hit the Batter Scroll because it basically makes it uncastable, whereas the Jit, or Jite, or GD, whatever you want to pronounce it as, it would have been castable by now. Oh, okay. We're probably just dead now. Yeah, get in there with everything, why not? That makes a lot of sense. Oh my god. Hitting all my bangers. Poof. Again, I'm gonna trade with this robber. I mean, we're just gonna lose flat out to this. The one thing that I do like to see is that well, I think we can race this. I mean, we are getting to gain life here. And I will get in. I mean, there's a possibility that we can win this, but I'm skeptical. The benefit is, well, that comes untapped. Yeah. If we're lucky, they don't equip, but I think we're gonna get wrecked by this Umezawa's Jite. There's a possibility that if they don't, we've got 4 additional damage that they're unaware of. They'll probably sack Inti to gut. Well, they might play scared. With Jite, I would not play scared. Gonna hit me for 11. Did they have the win? If they had attacked with everything... No. Yeah, that's the Jite is what's gonna kill me. This is going to prompt some action on their part. They'll kill my Spellbinder. Oh, they did not. Because, man, this is close. I think I'm just going to pass and look to trade with the Sarah Paragon. It's going to be rough. I think I can force them into trying to save their skeletons by setting up some blocks on Paragon. Oh, yeah, it's going to be rough, but I think we can try to outplay this. I don't have high hopes, though, because if we can bait them into using their... That was Jitte tokens. Counters. To kill my stuff, then I think we can win this. If they don't know the interaction, they are looking at Goblin Bombardment, so I'm like, don't look at it. Oh, man. This is the kind of thing where, like, a good player will be able to win here, but I'm hoping that they can give me an opportunity to trip them up with Goblin Bombardment. Be interesting to see if they have another equipment in the deck. Blade Splicer. Wow, they're just going super wide. I mean, Mokti's looking great here. Again, I'm concerned that we'll actually be able to win this. We'll have to really rip something special, and they've already taken my, it's probably my XL zone. 2 of my best cards in this matchup. I imagine they'll attack with everything, not gut. Oh, you love to see that. Okay, they're here. What are you sacking to gut? And what are you giving flying? Because this is where all the action is going to get prompted, which is probably where I lose. Yeah, they'll sack any random thing. What are you putting counters on? Target your thing, and we will prompt the shenanigans. Okay. So we don't have to make a move yet. Oh, please make a move. Please make a move. Okay. Never lucky here. We are going to go these 2 here. These 2 here. Because I think we want to save the engineer. We're going to block like this. See if they do anything. I'm still hoping they make a move. They don't need to. They probably won't. But they're thinking about it. I'm just opening the door. Walk through it. Give me the opportunity. Come on. There we go. All right. So now we start. now you're gonna try and pump. If we had something like Dam, where we could cast the 2 white portion to get out of this, I would. I mean, I'm probably playing to nothing, but this is my last loss to give. Okay, so now here we do it again. We did successfully bait them into trying to move. Sorry about that. Throw you guys around. Resolve that. Oh, I fucked that up. That's okay. We still trade there. We could go to 1. Alternatively, we could leave it, because otherwise they're going to get the counters. So let's sack here. And sack. Going face. I mean, we're so dead. Nothing we could have drawn, but hey. Give him a GG's and scoop him up. That was an interesting little interaction. I was hoping to get something interesting there. Okay, let's look at this deck. Just kind of recap. So we went 3-3. Not the best. I think our mana could have been a little better. I think we also could have, earlier in the draft, not taken this Fiery Covenant. Actually, I think thinking back through the draft, the Fiery Covenant, while being very powerful, may have kind of brought me off a more streamlined deck where I could have just stayed in maybe black-white. But we had really powerful cards. The Parallax Wave game, where it almost saved me against the Reanimator deck. You know, a lot of these cards performed as expected. Again, I think mana could have just been a little bit better, and we could have been a little more streamlined. I think this maybe could have just been a 2-color deck. Because we started off really strong with God of Souls and Ocelot Pride. Or sorry, Ajani and Ocelot Pride. But alright. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one.